Top 10 Best-Selling Music Artists of All Time. Many of these discussions are opinion-based and lead to fun arguments, but listing out the best-selling artists of all time is fact-based. There's no negotiating or convincing involved, because we've tracked the numbers, for the most part. There are some older band and artist names listed here that won't surprise you, but some of them will make you think how in the world did they pull that off? And or make you question the world's taste in music. The speed at which some of the newcomers climb this list is staggering. So, let's jump right into the list of the best-selling artists of all time. Hi. This is the Top 10 Rankings YouTube channel. If you like more content like this, please do me a favor to smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way you won't miss any latest videos. So, without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift got started early, being professionally signed at age 14. Her narrative songs are about her personal life. Were endearing but also created much media gossip, which contributed to her popularity. She started off topping the Billboard Hot Country Songs charts, ultimately bridging over to the pop charts. She won countless awards, including the Grammys Album of the Year. She's even been named Woman of the Decade and Artist of the Decade. For years on end, she's been the highest-grossing artist. Her popularity seems to be waning a bit while she's trying to break into Hollywood and started speaking up about politics, but these mistakes don't erase her unbelievable history in music, which she'll undoubtedly focus on again. Trivia facts. For the longest time, Taylor Swift was the sole songwriter for most of her material. Her former record label Big Machine was purchased, including the masters for her first 6 albums, by a bigwig recently. Taylor has been open about her displeasure with the event, saying she's been blocked from even performing her own music now. Number 9. Eminem. Eminem's initial role as an entertaining shock rapper quickly faded as people began to realize they were witnessing the evolution of one of the best rappers ever. His many controversies, beefs with other artists, and connections with one of the best hip-hop producers in the game led to more and more sales as he maintained a steady release schedule. Eventually, he began releasing and starring in movies, launched his own record label, Shady Records, and went on to earn 15 Grammy Awards. Nobody can deny the technical ability and raw entertainment value in the man's music, which is the true explanation of how he launched himself up this list fairly quickly. Trivia facts. Eminem, whose real name is Marshall Mathers, is the first rapper to receive an Academy Award for Best Original Song, which came out of his movie 8 Mile. He was once sued by his own mother for slander. A bully who beat him up in elementary school sued him for telling the story in rhyme form. The judge dismissed the case and did so while rapping. Number 8. Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd had a strong start in 1967, with their first album while being led by Syd Barrett. Later, when David Gilmour joined, they exploded even further, becoming an international sensation. Interestingly, they only had 2 singles to ever enter the top 10 in the US or UK, though they had 4 albums top both charts. They've had a 6-decade run, plenty of time to establish themselves as one of the best bands ever, over the course of 15 albums. To top it off, they even composed a handful of scores for some lesser-known films. 2 of their albums, The Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall, are among the top-selling albums of all time. Trivia facts. Pink Floyd were huge fans of Monty Python, and put up a good chunk of the money needed to finance the 1975 movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The band name comes from 2 of Barrett's favorite blues players, Pink Anderson and Floyd Council. Number 7. Rihanna. Rihanna is known for her artistic evolution, starting with Caribbean-influenced albums, and moving into dance pop, R&B, EDM, and hip-hop. It may come as a surprise, because it all happened steadily over time. But she's created or won 14 number 1 singles, 31 top 10 singles, 9 Grammy Awards, 13 American Music Awards, 12 Billboard Music Awards, and more. Trivia facts. Rihanna uses her surname Fendi to represent her non-music businesses. She turned around and sued her own dad to stop him from using his Fendi Entertainment brand, saying he's misleading the public and trying to assert association with her brand. Number 6. Led Zeppelin. Though Led Zeppelin worked in the blues rock and folk rock genres, they're considered progenitors of heavy metal. That lets you know how much of a wide appeal they have. Their single Stairway to Heaven remains one of the most popular and influential songs in rock history. Their tours broke records for attendance. Their albums are among the best-selling. All of their 9 albums broke into the top 10 and 6 hit the #1 spot. Their legacy is monumental among fans and musicians alike. They've won all the awards. They deserve their spot on this list. Trivia facts: Led Zeppelin worked in a time before the internet existed. It's been almost 40 years since their last album, and the internet's combined mind power has come to realize just how many of their songs they plagiarized, if not were heavily influenced by. Number 5. Madonna. Madonna had decades of pushing pop hits up the Billboard charts, each one further fueling her rise up this list. She's one of the few artists that constantly reinvents her image and message to stay relevant or exciting. Perhaps more important than any of this is her constant touring, which is additional marketing. Trivia facts: Madonna is the highest-grossing solo artist of all time, the most touring female musician ever, and the best-selling female recording artist of all time, globally. In the USA, she's only second behind Barbra Streisand. Number 4. Elton John. Elton John is an extremely talented songwriter, performer, and entertainer. His flamboyance is magnetic. Among his many successes, he holds the record for the best-selling single of all time, in the UK and USA. He constantly tours and wins awards, but perhaps his work in movies such as The Lion King and the biopic about his life called Rocketman have continued to fuel his sales. Trivia facts: Sir Elton John's middle name is Hercules. He was born as Reginald Kenneth Dwight. He was knighted in 1998 for his services to music and charitable services. He performed at many royal events at Westminster Abbey and Buckingham Palace. Number 3. Michael Jackson. Nobody needs an introduction to Michael Jackson, the king of pop. He's easily the greatest entertainer of all time, and one of the most influential humans of the 20th century. From the Jackson 5 to his solo career, he literally spent his entire life making some of the best music to ever be recorded, leading to him being the most awarded musician of all time. Trivia facts: Michael Jackson's estate still brings in around $825 million a year, the highest amount for any celebrity of any kind. He once won 8 Grammys in one ceremony, tied for the record with the band Santana. During the Thriller years, he had the highest royalty rate in the music industry at $2 per sale. Number 2. Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley is similar to Michael Jackson in many ways. They called him the king of rock and roll, and is also considered one of the most important cultural icons of the 20th century. His output was monumental, including 24 studio albums, 17 soundtracks, and starring in 33 Hollywood films in 25 years. He holds the record for the most songs to chart in Billboard's Top 40, with 115 songs, and their Top 100, with 152 songs. He has 25 multi-platinum records and 101 gold albums, the all-time record. The man even has a spider named after him, the parrot Ania Presley. The upper bound of his sales estimates reach $1 billion. Trivia facts: Elvis Presley was drafted into military service in 1958, at the height of his career. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom posthumously in 2018. His home Graceland became the second most visited home in the U.S., after the White House. It's a National Historic Landmark since 2006. Number 1. The Beatles. The Beatles were only active as a band from 1960 to 1970, yet hold the clear lead as the best-selling artists of all time. If you add in their solo material, nobody will ever beat them. A huge part of their success was leading the British invasion of British pop and rock into the United States. Their art evolved with each release, as did their controversies. They hold all the awards, have starred in films, broke many records, and one of their songs is the most covered ever. The Lennon-McCartney songwriting duo will likely never be topped. Beyond the pop appeal, they were truly some of the best musicians to ever walk the earth. They're so good that kids these days think it's cool to dislike them. Trivia facts: since 2001, the date of January 16th is recognized as World Beatles Day under UNESCO. There are 5 asteroids named after each band member and the band itself. Eric Clapton was almost the 5th Beatle at one time. So guys, that's it for this video. What do you think about this video? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you are new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thank you for watching.